DNI Tulsi Gabbard reveals DOJ strike force to investigate declassified Russia probe documents. Washington, D.C. Director of National Intelligence DNI, Tulsi Gabbard appeared on Jesse Watters' Primetime this week to announce a significant development in what she describes as a long-delayed reckoning over the origins of the 2016 Russia investigation. Gabbard revealed that the U.S. Department of Justice DOJ has formed a strike force to review and potentially prosecute individuals connected to alleged abuses of power by Obama-era intelligence officials. The DOJ strike force was reportedly formed in response to a formal criminal referral submitted by Gabbard earlier this month, based on over 100 declassified documents her office released. These documents, according to Gabbard, contain evidence that senior officials, including former CIA Director John Brennan, former Director of National Intelligence James Clapper, former FBI Director James Comey, and others, colluded to manipulate intelligence data in order to frame then-candidate Donald Trump in a narrative linking him to Russian election interference. A deep state conspiracy. During her appearance on Fox News, Gabbard did not hold back in her accusations. There are a lot of deep state actors still here within Washington. President Trump wants us to find the truth, Gabbard stated. I'm really glad to see that Attorney General Pam Bondi and the Department of Justice announced the creation of a strike force team today. Gabbard further explained that the strike force would examine every piece of intelligence she has released, as well as other forthcoming material. We have more coming, she said, and this team will determine the path forward to bring about that accountability. She added that the American people deserve to know the truth about how their government was used as a political weapon, and emphasized that her goal was not vengeance but justice and institutional integrity. DOJ's response. A new investigative unit. On July 23, 2025, the DOJ formally announced the creation of a task force to assess the validity of Gabbard's claims. While stopping short of confirming any criminal charges, the DOJ stated that the new unit would thoroughly review the declassified documents and determine whether further legal action is warranted. Attorney General Pam Bondi praised the decision, stating, "The American people expect transparency and accountability. If intelligence agencies were weaponized for political purposes, that is not just unethical, it is potentially criminal." The DOJ clarified that while no individuals have yet been named as criminal targets, the task force would have the authority to subpoena records, call witnesses, and recommend charges where applicable. What the strike force will investigate. According to DOJ sources, the new unit's responsibilities will include reviewing the newly declassified materials from the Office of the DNI, evaluating the process by which the 2016 Russia probe was initiated, investigating possible misuse of the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act (FISA), determining whether evidence was manufactured or suppressed to support the collusion narrative, re-examining testimony and actions from key intelligence leaders under the Obama administration. In addition, Gabbard's referral includes specific accusations that intelligence leaders deliberately omitted exculpatory evidence and collaborated with political operatives to generate the now discredited Steele dossier. Trump weighs in. Former President Donald Trump quickly seized on Gabbard's revelations to reiterate long-standing claims that his presidency was sabotaged from the start. In a Truth Social post, Trump thanked Gabbard and called for swift arrests and full accountability for the treason committed against our country. He later shared AI-generated images portraying former President Barack Obama in handcuffs, adding fuel to a controversy that has already sparked outrage among Democrats. Political fallout. Gabbard's referral and the DOJ's strike force announcement have sharply divided Washington. Republican lawmakers have largely rallied behind Gabbard, with some comparing the situation to Watergate. House Judiciary Chairman Jim Jordan said, "If Tulsi Gabbard's evidence holds up, this could be the biggest abuse of power in American history." On the other hand, Democrats and former Obama officials have dismissed the allegations as politically motivated. A spokesperson for Barack Obama called the claims outrageous and unfounded, and former DNI James Clapper said Gabbard's interpretation of the documents was wildly distorted. Intelligence community veterans have also expressed concern about what they see as the politicization of national security. This kind of rhetoric undermines public trust in institutions, said one former CIA official who requested anonymity. Media and public reaction. Coverage from conservative media outlets has overwhelmingly supported Gabbard's initiative, calling it a long overdue investigation into deep state corruption. Fox News aired exclusive segments showing snippets of the declassified files, including email chains and briefing notes, which suggest political motivations behind intelligence assessments in 2016. In contrast, mainstream media outlets like CNN, The New York Times, and MSNBC have questioned the timing and motivations behind Gabbard's revelations, pointing out that they coincide with growing scrutiny of Trump in connection to other investigations. Some critics argue that the entire episode may be an attempt to distract from recent controversies involving Trump, including allegations linked to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Broader implications. The creation of the DOJ strike force marks a rare moment where the Justice Department appears willing to re-examine decisions made under previous administrations. For Gabbard, who recently switched parties from Democrat to Republican and was appointed DNI by President Trump in early 2025, this is a signature issue. She has repeatedly said that her mission is to depoliticize intelligence, but critics argue her aggressive moves may have the opposite effect. Either way, the consequences could be profound. If the strike force uncovers evidence of wrongdoing, it may lead to indictments against some of the most powerful figures in recent U.S. history. If not, the probe could deepen partisan divides and further erode public trust in intelligence and law enforcement institutions. What's next? The DOJ has not provided a timeline for the investigation. However, sources close to the task force say its work has already begun. Gabbard has promised to release additional documents very soon, hinting at more revelations that could implicate not just intelligence officials, but possibly top figures in the Democratic Party.